All right, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is the Adam Messer Show, and I'm your host, Adam Messer. And I have to apologize off the bat. We had a technical difficulty where this segment didn't record right off the front side. So let me just fill you in on what you missed. I had a special guest. His name is Zach Dennis. He is the Savannah Morning News Do Savannah editor. He's also the main multimedia content editor for Savannah Morning News, and he's going to be on the show doing a segment um, talking about what's coming up, preview for the Do Savannah. So just want to give you a heads up. The segment cuts right into him talking, so you're listening to Zach Dennis.
There's something I swear every weekend it seems like picnic in the park's happening right down the street right now. The film fest is starting to gear up. We haven't had the honoree list, but we have the list of movies that are coming into town. The Food and Wine Festival, we met with them recently, and now I'm hungry. I can't really meet with them too often, or else I just want to eat constantly.
Oh, I know.
They got this really good list of for their James Beard dinner, a bunch of local people. That's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a lot of different things happening here. I think the one thing, and this is going to be the cover for Do this coming up week, is the Jack the Ripper ballet that the Savannah Ballet Company is going to be doing. And we went downtown to River Street the other day and shot the cover and got like this super sinister with like the shadowed lighting.
Oh, wow.
And
With Adriana, right?
Adriana Boatwright, who is, if you don't know her and has seen her work, then you should definitely check it out because one of the better
she's a
photogs
great
in town.
photographer. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been on the show before, too.
Yeah, superstar.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did a fantastic job shooting the cover, and the ballet that they're going to be doing sounds really interesting. It's kind of an original concept. They're taking the whole mythology of Jack the Ripper. It's going to be at the Cultural Arts Center, which if you haven't been over there, the new building on Montgomery, you should definitely check it out. The Ben Tucker Theater is. I've been to a couple movie screens there. It's one of the best sound systems you can have in Savannah. It's really great, and they're going to be doing the ballet there, and so I think it's going to be through the weekend, Friday and Saturday, and if you kind of like that spooky Jack the Ripper mythology, they're going to be playing on that. And all of the people in the company who over there at Savannah Ballet are incredibly talented. So it's worth the price of admission.
That's awesome, Zach. I appreciate you coming in today. We're gonna be doing this little segment every week. It's just gonna be like just a short little snippet, kind of like a preview of the Do Savannah coming up. Mm-hmm. So thanks a lot, Zach. Where can people check out your stuff?
They can go. You can find me over at the Savannah Morning News, savannahnow.com or DoSavannah.com. Check us out on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. On Instagram, we've been doing a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, so we have some videos and such from the cover shoot this past week. But yeah, check us out on there. We got everything happening there. We'll have the top 5 and the stuff to look for on Thursday. So
awesome.
Give us a follow.
Awesome. Thanks, Zach. Sebastian, do you mind playing a little tune for me? We've got Patrick Welsh coming up in the studio now too, y'all. So from the Alee Terror Plantation. So here's Sebastian Messer, everybody. with Sebastian Messer, and we've got a special guest in the house today, Patrick Welsh. Let's see, you can probably pull that a little closer there. How you doing today, Patrick?
Great. How are you?
And we have the lovely Tiffany in the house too. How you doing?
Doing good.
Doing great. Awesome. Everybody, you should recognize Patrick from the St. Patrick's Day Parade, from the Alee Temple, the Shriners, right?
Correct.
And then you have the Terror Plantation, and we're going to talk about that today.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so how are you doing today, man?
I'm feeling great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You look great, man. You have done a great job with your weight loss.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've come a long way.
Yeah. I've been watching it on Facebook just about every day. I see you posting something. You always post that one right in front of City Hall. I love that little picture.
I work right near there, so when I cross the street, I always snap a little selfie when I walk across.
Yeah, it's so cool. Tell us about this. People don't understand what the Shriners are. Can you please tell us about what the Shriners, who they are, and what they do?
Yeah, Shriners International. We have 22 hospitals for children, and we're mainly burn and orthopedic care, but we also do other things. We have 22 internationally. We take care of all children from pretty much the time they were born up until the age of 18. At no cost to the parents. That's what we do. So when you see us on the streets collecting money and things like that, that's what it's for.
And stuff like the Terror Plantation, right? The fundraisers and stuff that you all do, this helps go towards those causes, right? Yeah,
the Terror Plantation, the haunted house, started to help us kind of keep the lights on and for buildings and grounds and those things. Because people don't realize, we still got to keep the lights on and do things. So we have to come up with creative ideas to raise money to help so we can help the children that we help.
Yeah. There's a cost associated with the operations and all.
Correct.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Terror Plantation. Like, this is one of the biggest haunts in the area, right?
Correct.
It's been around for a very long time.
13 years. This is our 13th season.
Yeah. And you all won some awards this year, didn't you?
Yeah, we won some awards as being fan voted number 1 in Georgia and number 4 must-see haunts in the nation. So we're real proud of that.
Yeah. Tell me about what kind of stuff goes into that. I mean, like, there's a lot of work that's involved that people probably don't have any idea.
Yeah, we have a really spectacular team. There's so many of us, and we call ourselves a haunt family because that's what we are.
Yeah.
And the people that we have are really dedicated, and that's what we want, so that we can bring you the best experience out there. We start usually brainstorming February, March. We'll get together, have a cookout, and then we start, just adding what worked last year, what didn't work, what can we do this year to make it more scary and better for everybody, and then we start working on the rooms. And once we start getting ideas, they start flowing. Everybody's creative ideas come out. Everybody's involved. There's probably about 22 of us that are dedicated and really hardcore. So every Saturday we're there, sometimes Friday nights, all the way up until the time is ready to start scaring in October.
Well, I am honestly very happy that we connected. I've been writing about the haunt for probably the last 5 years or so.
Yes.
And that's how we met originally. I'm glad this is the first time you can actually come on to WRUU and talk with the community, because growing up, I used to go to haunted houses and stuff, and they have definitely changed from the time when I was a kid. I mean, like, it is just way scarier now than it ever was when I was a kid. And back then, it was like Jason and Freddy and all those guys, and now it's like people are coming up with their own original characters and stuff like that. We are doing our annual pledge drive this week, actually, Patrick, and so let me talk a little bit about that with the listeners. So, this is the WRUU 107.5 FM radio station, and I'm Adam Messer with the Adam Messer Show, and today we're talking with our special guest, Patrick Welsh, who's from the Alee Shriners Terror Plantation, the haunted house here in Savannah. So we're going to be talking more about that, so stay tuned here on WRUU 107.5 FM. This is the only place on your radio dial where you can hear anything like this show and others that we have. During our on-air membership campaign, I'm asking you to support our show with the donation to WRUU. Why? Why would you want to do that? Well, because we are a diverse and passionate radio station. We are Savannah's only community radio station, and we're independent because we're nonprofit. We don't have funding from anywhere else. There's no government support. We don't do commercials here. And we're all volunteers, just like with Patrick, with you and the Haunt. We're all volunteers. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into it. And that's one of the things I love about being a host on here. It's easy. It only takes a minute. You can use your credit card or your debit card, and it's affordable. When you think about the cost, a $10 donation monthly, that sounds like, oh, people are like, oh, that's so much. Really, what is that, a cup of coffee now? If you get a fancy coffee.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing. So, but a $10 donation actually goes a long way for us. If you did $5 a month, it'd be $60 a year. If you did $10 a month, it'd be $120 a year. And if you did a $20 a month donation, it'd be $240 a year. So if you are already a donor, consider upping your donation. It's just one of those things that if you like the programming here, if you enjoy the entertainment value that you get from our station programs, support, show some love, because we love you as our listeners, and we love our community, and we love Savannah. We have this year for our serious fans, which is if you donate $107.50 or more for a one-time gift, or if you pledge the $10 or more a month, you get a WRUU travel tumbler, which is a 16-ounce hot or cold beverage container with the WRUU logo on it. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to put it out there. I love all y'all. Thank you for listening. Don't delay. Our fund drive will end soon. We only do this in the fall. We don't do this all year round. We don't do it quarterly or anything like that. We do fundraisers and stuff like that, but our pledge drive, we only do like once a year. And you can go to WRUU.org and click on the donate button to help support this local community radio station. So that's what we've been doing, Patrick. And it's like y'all, I constantly see you doing stuff for the community. You're like the face of the Shriners with the local Savannah stuff. People, you're on the radio, you're on the news, you're on different TV shows. You do Facebook stuff. You talk to anybody and everybody.
I do, right? Because word of mouth is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that don't know who Shriners are or what we do. That's
one of the reasons why I want to talk about what the Shriners were, because they don't understand the good that the Shriners do, and the hospitals. They've heard the word maybe, but they're like, what is that?
Exactly, yeah. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the stuff that we do, like our costumes, the little funny cars that we drive and things like that comes out of our pockets.
Yeah.
So people don't realize that a lot of the stuff we do because, we love children.
Yeah.
And, we want to be active in the community. And we thank the community in Savannah, and especially guys like you, Adam, who allow us to get on your program and talk and spread the word so that we can help all the children that we can.
Well, I was a little misleading with my ad because I said it was going to be 2 hours of terror.
Yeah.
and I honestly, y'all are some of the kindest and gentlest and loving people that I've ever met. My neighbor, do you know Benni Miller?
No, I don't.
He's a Shriner, and but I don't know that he does the terror plantation or anything like that. But he used to live across the street from us, and he was one of the nicest guys I'd ever met. Like you're one of the nicest people I've ever met. You give me the shirt off your back if I needed it.
Exactly.
That's the kind of guy you are. So it's cool to be able to give back to the community, and I think when you get that bug, when you're like, hey, I've got a cause that I really like and I want to champion that.
Exactly.
It feels good to be able to give back, and you don't always see the folks that benefit from that. It's like a ripple effect.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because when you're standing out in the street, and you're collecting money, everybody's got a story. Hey, I want to donate. You helped my son, or you helped my families in some way, or a neighbor or something.
Yeah.
And we just want to give back, and that's what's great. We want to get out there because we appreciate everything they do. And, we couldn't keep doing what we're doing without the donations and things, kind of like you.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys donate, to WRUU 107.5. Adam will really appreciate it. And just like us, we live off donations. So
Yeah. Well, tell me about, I know you're a big horror fan.
Yeah, huge.
Yes. So let's talk some about that. Let's
Okay.
talk about like you love the movies and you love like all that creepy crawly stuff.
I do. Yeah, I love it. Of course, my favorite movie is Halloween, the
Yeah.
original by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
So I got to meet him 3 or 4 years ago, and it was
Oh, you
like,
did?
a bucket
Oh
list
gosh,
item.
that's awesome.
So really cool, really down to earth. And, I've met a lot of great horror actors out there, especially growing up. When you were a kid back in the, 70s and 80s, the horror movies were awesome. Not to say they're not now, but they were really scary back
Original,
then. Yeah, original scares, no CGI, anything like that.
Yeah.
So it was great to meet those people and tell them, hey, I grew up watching you. And of course,
Yeah.
they hear it every day, but you can tell some of them are really sincere, especially if
Yeah,
you have a
yeah.
good story.
Yeah, exactly. I used to love watching. I remember back in the day we had the drive-in.
Yes.
And you could go in and catch like 3 or 4 movies, for on a Saturday night or something like that.
Yeah. I tell you, the funny stories about that is, of course, our aunt used to take us sometimes and, lock us in the trunk so we could get in,
Yeah.
kind of free. But the drive-in, I always remember there was 2. There's one in Sandfly where Walmart and Sam's is. They used to be a drive-in there.
Okay.
So what we used to do as kids, you could only watch certain movies over and over. That's all they showed.
Yeah.
So we would kind of go play at the park, but they didn't know that you could turn around and watch the horror movies
Yeah.
behind there that were, R-rated or something,
Yeah.
and watch those like My Bloody Valentine and thing like that.
Right.
So, we'd say we're going to go play at the park. We're really watching all the scary movies while they were watching Grease or something.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. That's funny. Oh my gosh, yeah. I loved. I remember. I know RoboCop is not a horror movie per se, but I remember the first time I watched RoboCop because like people don't understand like with this on-demand stuff today. People that grew up with it, they know, but like just the younger generation. Back in the day, it was like a big deal to go to the video store.
Yeah,
It was a
huge.
big deal if your family had a VCR. Even like in
Yep.
the mid to late 80s, it was still like a big deal. And I remember watching, I was at my friend Derek's house, and I think we were like all maybe like 5th grade or something like that. And the scene where they kill Murphy
Yeah.
and the final headshot, just that terrified me. Like I had nightmares from that. That was like the
Yeah.
first time I'd ever seen something that gory as a kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is like, growing up, I watched Conan the Barbarian and, watched like all the Kung Fu movies and stuff like that, Bruce
Exactly.
Lee movies, stuff like that. I just remember that particular scene just sticking out in my head. And then, like the Freddy movies and the Halloween and, the Jason, the Friday the 13th movies, like you never want to go out in the woods. You didn't want to go camping.
No. Yeah, no.
You didn't
no.
want to go swimming.
You didn't want to go
lake.
swimming, yeah. You didn't even want to get in the pool after watching Jaws.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just like you said, going to the video store on Friday or Saturday nights was awesome.
I mean, there
and-
was a reason why Blockbusters just like took off
exactly.
like crazy.
I mean, there's kids today will not understand going to a movie and pulling the box and there's no movie behind it.
yeah.
Because now, like you
That
said,
was
you
so
can on
aggravating.
demand it, you can rent it from
Yeah.
Redbox or whatever.
Yeah.
But back then, like for instance, like The Wizard of Oz, one of my most favorite. To me, it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Especially with the flying monkeys and everything. So when it was coming on, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Everybody in school talked about it.
Yeah.
And then we still use terms today that kids don't know what we're talking about. Like, hey, I'm going to tape that.
Yeah,
They don't understand
yeah.
what taping was.
Yeah,
which
video
was,
recorder.
Yeah, it was recording
Right.
VHS
Like
tapes
what?
and things.
What do you mean?
So yeah, I mean,
There weren't smartphones. I mean,
no,
like
when the specials came on.
these devices are so much more powerful than any video game system we
Yeah.
had, any computer. It's just
Exactly.
amazing what you can do with these things nowadays.
I'm gonna tell you one of the scariest movies I've ever seen that came on TV, and it came on CBS, and they haven't shown it since. Was called Night of the Scarecrow.
Oh, okay.
So, all y'all out there that haven't checked it out, check out Night of the Scarecrow. I think you can now get it. They limit its release in like VHS and things like that, but
Yeah.
now it's on DVD. But it's real hard to get sometimes. But it's called Night of the Scarecrow, and they showed it on CBS, and it's about a scarecrow, and the guy is hiding
Yeah.
because they're after him,
Yeah.
and he's a little messed up in the head, and he didn't do whatever they thought had did. I'm not going to give it away, but
Yeah,
he ends up, it's really, really, and I couldn't believe it, being 10, 12 years old when it came on, it scared me. It scared the crap
yeah.
out of me, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe this is on actual TV.
Yeah.
So there was nothing like going to the movies back then, like, now, and going to see a horror movie. Back then, they didn't card you. They didn't care. I was 12, 13 years old going to see Children of the Corn and, all the Friday 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street and by myself. So, yeah.
I'll tell you one of the, it's more of a thriller, but that movie Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, and Tiffany, you can chime in anytime you want to. It just,
What's in the Box? Yeah.
Oh God, that was
box?
Gwyneth Paltrow, right?
Yeah.
The scene that got me was the SpaghettiO scene.
Yes.
Where the guy,
they were doing the seven deadly sins.
Yeah, they force fed him, and and I don't want to get into the other stuff. There's a couple other really gory scenes, but man, that is a movie, like that is definitely a suspenseful thriller, horrifying type movie.
Yeah.
Really sick.
Everybody, what I like to do sometimes on Facebook is like, okay, top 5 horror movies, and there's some of them that people list that I've never seen, so I'll check out. I'm not into like gore and stuff like that, believe it or not. I mean, the goriest thing I'll watch is maybe like Saw or either John Carpenter's, The Thing.
Yeah.
To me, when I saw The Thing, I was like, what is this? I wasn't ready for that. So we kind of relate that to The Haunt. Where we don't do a whole lot of blood and guts and gore and stuff like that. We do a lot of old school scares.
Yeah.
And we try to, because to us, it's so easy to just bloody everything up and throw blood around and cuss and scream.
For that too, though.
Yeah, and you want to do it right. You don't want to go, to one of these, go to Walmart and just get some old fake blood or some food color.
The spaghetti and the bowl
stuff.
type thing, Back in the day, it's like, oh, these are brains.
Yeah.
These are intestines. And
haunted houses back then, like you say, have changed a lot, because back when I was a kid, you go and they tell you to stick your hand somewhere.
Yeah.
And, it was spaghetti and meatballs, and you were like, oh, this is the witch's eyes and things. But nowadays, it's crazy.
I have a funny, talking about being a kid, I have a funny Halloween haunted story. Would you like a mint?
Oh, yeah, if you don't, what you got, butterscotch?
I got
That's
butterscotch.
even better. Butterscotch is better, yeah.
Yeah, my throat gets so dry. But we had our church had a haunted house or whatever, and schools all had a haunted house and stuff like that back in the day, but they were small. I remember there was this old abandoned Sears that they had built this huge walk-through haunted house. And I think I was like maybe 8 or 9 years old, something like that. And somehow or another, I convinced my parents to let me go through this thing with my friends alone.
Mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mistake.
And we're standing in line. All of a sudden, this guy just jumps out and goes, "What are you doing?" And it scared the mess out of me. I mean, like, I literally blacked out. I don't even remember going into the haunted house part.
Yeah.
I just remember this guy jumping out at me, and I'm like 8 or 9 years old, and my friends were all laughing at me. And that's one of the things I think is funny, though, because, like, haunted houses, to me, are, a way that we can get that thrill from the fear and the terror. Without being actually in danger.
Exactly.
I
mean, there's something about a haunted house, when you go through it. I don't care where we're at. When we go out of town and I'll see a flyer, or we'll be in a hotel or something, and they'll have a flyer, and I'll say, we got to go check this out.
Yeah.
Because I like getting ideas from them. And I tell them, hey, listen, this is where we're from. I like to, once I go through, can you mind if I see some behind the scenes stuff so we can kind of get playing? But just like with our haunted house, what I love about our haunted house, the Alee Temple Plantation, is it's all old school. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the extreme. They got some really extreme haunted houses out there. And to me, that's just really easy to do. And I'm not putting them down. They're great at what they do. It's just we want to be more family-friendly orientated, so that we tell them under 12 is not recommended, because we don't want them wasting their money.
Yeah.
And plus, we don't want them sleeping with them all week after that.
Right.
So we try to focus on those things. And everything we pretty much do in there, we build from hand to scratch. But back to the haunted houses and horror movies is, I like to do this, top 5 thing. So, of course, there's Halloween. Then I love Jeepers Creepers. There's a lot of people that hate Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Got to meet Jonathan Breck, the creeper himself, after 13 years.
Oh, wow.
And I met him in Atlanta. Super nice guy. I mean, great. Kane Hodder's great. All those guys are great. But, everybody's got their favorite scary movies. Of course, The Exorcist, a lot of people won't watch. Jaws, of course, and then,
What about Psycho?
Psycho to me wasn't scary. Even when I was a kid, I thought it was corny, like the birds and everything.
Yeah,
I'm not a Hitchcock fan, and probably gonna get some hate mail on this on Facebook, but
Everybody has a preference.
I just Hitchcock just didn't do it for me. I'm sure back then that was really
Did you like the
scary
Twilight
stuff.
Zone?
The Twilight Zone I loved.
How about you remember that one Tales from the Dark Side?
Tales from the Dark Side. I actually have them all on DVD. If you ever want to borrow them.
Show.
Yes.
I love that show.
The opening scene, the music.
Yeah.
And it's the whole scene that you're watching with the woods. Anything doing with the woods,
dark
freaks me
trees.
out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The dark
And
trees.
the voice that comes on, he's got the real deep voice when he comes on, and it's just so eerie and creepy.
We've got to do the annual pledge drive stuff. Everybody, my special guest today is Patrick Welsh, and he's in here from the Alee Shriners, the Terror Plantation. And give us just a second here. I'm going to play this about the upcoming, or actually our ongoing annual pledge. Hey, you're listening to WRUU LP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul. This is WRUU 107.5 FM. I'm Adam Messer with The Adam Messer Show. We talk to authors, artists, and entertainers on my show. And coming up, we're going to talk more about their creative stuff and what they've got going on. So stay tuned to WRUU 107.5 FM. This is the only place on your local radio dial where you're going to hear anything like this show's focus and uniqueness. We love talking with creative people here. During this, our on-air membership campaign, I'm asking you to support our show and the station by making a donation at WRUU. To help me talk more about this now, please join us on WRUU.org with your donation. This is our annual pledge, and our goal this year is $15,000, which might sound like a lot of money, but it is basically the funds that we need to operate WRUU and to be able to bring shows like this one and others to you. We don't have government sponsorships. There's no commercials. We are all volunteer community radio station here. I'm a volunteer. My son's a volunteer. We love what we do. We love talking with our audience and our listeners and our guests. We actually are Savannah's only community radio station that's independent from other funding, and we're a nonprofit radio station. The reason why I love doing the show is because I just enjoy talking with creative people. I talk to them about their process, about what they're doing, their projects, how they overcame things, and I just love talking with them about it. It's super easy to pledge your support. All you need to do is you can use your credit card or debit card online. It's affordable, and you get to choose the amount. You're in the driver's seat here. So go on to WRUU.org, and you can click on the donate button. WRUU listeners like you totally rock. Seriously, your financial gifts have kept us going for more than 5 years. Your donations in all amounts make the unique and independent radio station that you enjoy. You are wonderful friends of the community radio station with Global Soul. And right now, we're aiming to grow our friendship circle in order to include everyone who totally rocks with us. We know that you can do it, even if you've never given before, or even if you think that your support doesn't make a difference. It makes a huge difference. Everyone who makes a financial contribution is part of the WRU family of friends, and it's just as important to us as we are to you. We depend on your support to keep the great music and news programs like this coming to you. Go to WRUU.org and tell us how much we rock with your pledge of support. And finally, it's super easy to pledge and to donate. Like I said, you can go on to WRUU.org and make your monthly contributions, or you can make a one-time contribution. As little as $5 a month is $60 a year. $10 is $120 a year, and $20 is $240 a year. So if you've been a donator or a donor, think about upping your donation. If you're a first-time donor, keep this in mind. We have a serious fans level. So if you give $107.50 or more, or if you pledge the $10 a month or more level, you will get the WRUU Travel Tumbler, which is a 16-ounce hot or cold beverage container with the WRUU logo on it. I'm asking you to act now. Don't delay. Don't wait. This is our annual pledge drive. We only do this once a year. We do other fundraisers throughout the year, but this pledge drive is the only one that we do, and we try to keep it so that our programming is it's all about you, the listener. So, go on to WRUU.org and click on that donate button right now. And thank you. All right, everybody. You're listening to WRUU LP Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings Community Radio with Global Soul. And Sebastian, do you mind playing a little bit for us?
Sure.
Awesome. This is Sebastian Messer, everybody. He's got his band Krieger. This is my son. So
Awesome.
take it away, brother. Oh, wow, Bass. That was so awesome.
That was great, man.
Yeah, Sebastian's been playing, like, what, the last 3.5 years?
Yeah.
Man, I got to get you to come out, man, and play for the people waiting in line one night. Come out there and rip it up.
They would love it.
We'll have to set something up.
There you go. We'll put you in costume and
That'd
everything.
be cool, because Dylan, you and Dylan probably could do something with that, Bass. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Dylan's my daughter's boyfriend, and he's a guitarist, and
Yeah.
oh yeah, they rip it up. I mean, like, it's
Yeah, come on out,
It's
man. Play for
amazing
like
to
30
me.
minutes or something, you know?
so. Patrick,
Yes.
let's talk
Adam.
more about this the haunt, and we were talking about. You said during the break that you have like a contortionist.
Yeah, we've got a contortionist this year, and she's moves all around in the haunt. And if you've ever seen the movie The Exorcist, where Reagan is going up and down the stairs, and just coincidentally, that's her name is Reagan. But when she's crawling up and down the stairs backwards, she does all that kind of stuff, and it's just freaky.
Very
It's
freaky.
very freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we love it. We've got so many great scare actors in the back. I got to get a shout out to our maze guys in the back, the Chainsaw Maniacs back there. We call them, the mazed and confused back there. Because just when you think it's over in the haunt, then you end up going in the back. They wanted me to throw a hashtag out there. There's hashtag spooky season, and also the hashtag for us is haunt family.
Okay.
So there's so many dedicated workers, but I can't talk about them. I don't want to mention any of them because I'm going to forget somebody, but they are so dedicated. And this makes my job look so easy. Without them, we couldn't open. I
Yeah.
mean, they are so dedicated. Yesterday when it was raining and everything, they were so worried, but they were out there, full makeup, ready to rock.
Yeah.
And when we made the
Yeah.
decision to do it, almost 600 people went through last night.
That is amazing. I would like to give you a shout out because Wicked South Productions had a delay or something like that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you reached out to them and said, hey, is there anything we could do to help you?
Absolutely.
And I love that because a lot of people think this is so competitive, and really we're all a big family.
We are.
Especially in Savannah. Everybody knows everybody.
Correct.
And there's literally room for everybody.
There is.
If you like one haunted house or one haunt, you probably are gonna like the other ones.
Exactly.
And I know you work with like the Moose Lodge too.
We do. We try to help each other because again, a lot of us are nonprofit, some are for profit. It doesn't matter. We're all one big haunt family, haunt community.
Yeah.
So as one is down, we always try to help the others up.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like me, when I was growing up, my birthday is the day before Halloween. So
That's my mom's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah,
Well, happy
October
birthday to her.
30th. Yeah.
So we always try to visit all the haunted houses we could in a night, depending on how long the lines were and everything. So that's what we do.
That's what we used to do as a kid.
Yeah,
We go like
you
from
know-
one to the other to the other.
Yeah. And then we would talk about them forever at school and stuff like that. So, nobody's better than the other. We're all the same. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
The Moose Lodge is right down from us, so we want to give a shout out to them. Of course, Wicked Productions. I think it's Madrick Farms in Rincon. They have a haunted corn maze. Hopefully, they can open. I'm not sure what happened, but we're pulling from them.
Yeah.
And then I think there's one now on White Bluff Road that the Savannah Tech and the Savannah Arts Academy kids are doing. So there's
I saw
four of
something
them that
about
I know
one
about.
on 17. I can't remember the name of it right this
Really?
second, but something out that way. So
We try to check them all out.
Yeah, yeah.
We even try to visit them and try to support them.
it's one of those things where if you like a certain thing, like horror movies, if you say, hey man, there's this movie like you were talking about earlier, the one on gosh, what was the name of it that you were saying that you watched as a kid?
You talking about the horror movie?
Yeah,
Let's see.
you said it was on
Halloween?
CBS.
Oh, Night of the Scarecrow.
Night of the Scarecrow.
Night of the Scarecrow.
So I'm going to take your recommendation, on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out, based off of, you have a similar interest to me. And that's one of the things I do appreciate, that, you are very community oriented. You do a lot of volunteer work yourself. And, you always seem very friendly and passionate about doing that.
Yeah,
And
there's so many Shriners. There's so many good heart Shriners that work behind the scenes that nobody understands, that without those guys, we can't do what we do either.
Yeah.
So, you see me parading in the parade as a belly dancer and stuff, but I'm only one person of like 1,300 of us in Savannah. So, and they don't
Speaking
realize,
about the belly dancing.
Yeah.
You have been losing weight like crazy.
Yeah, I
You're
know,
doing
man.
great.
They're going to have to find somebody else soon, I guess. But
You're
it's
gonna be a
lot of
skinny
fun.
mini next year.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
You've lost like over 100 pounds already, or
About
something?
148 pounds so far.
Wow, that is amazing.
Got about 120 to go. It was a lifestyle.
How do you feel now?
Great. I got so much more energy, and I'm able to do a lot more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's an awesome experience. And, there's so much more on energy I can put in to help scaring people and helping the community and things, which I got a great wife. I got to give a shout out to Moody.
Moody.
That's, everybody knows me. That's my wife, Moody. Her name's Tiffany, but her maiden name's Moody. So, it's Moody. Without her allowing me to do this, she'll tell you in October she comes out, sells tickets. She allows me to spend time with the Haunt family Friday and Saturdays,
awesome.
building it. In the parades, people come running out, wanting to kiss the stomach and everything. And they're like, your wife doesn't get mad. I'm like, well, she's sitting right there. Just ask her. But she's always, behind me, and she supports me in everything I do, and I can't do it without her.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to you, Moody.
Thank you.
Can I call you Moody too, or do I
Yes,
have to call you
can.
Tiffany?
Everybody calls her Moody now. Yeah, they don't even know her real name sometimes.
Like-
so they're like, hey, Moody.
Like, I didn't know you actually had a first name.
There's more people that know me than I know them. They know my face because he posts pictures of me all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, Moody. I'm like, hey.
You're like a local celebrity.
Yeah, she's my rock. So, she's my ride or die, I tell everybody.
Yeah, my wife and I have been together. We actually have been married 20 years this year. And we've been together, if I could get my tongue untied,
Congratulations.
22 years. And, I'm the same way with my wife. It's like she does everything,
We're married 22 and together 26.
Yep.
Wow.
Long time.
Wow.
Long time. It's one of the things, I wanted to talk about if we could was, I'm real big into like costumes and things like that. And we make a lot of our costumes. And people don't realize we just go to Goodwill, we'll go there and fill up a shopping cart and it's $20-$30.
Yeah.
And we've got costume for 20 people. A lot of our actors, we provide the costumes, the makeup, everything. So all you got to do is show up.
Yeah.
And then we will teach you and train you how to scare. We've had so many people start at ours. A lot of the clowns now that are going on to bigger and better things and things like that. A lot of the other people that are going to like Universal, working there and everything, they start with us. And so it's really great to see. We also have a lot of teenagers that come out for community service. So if you have any teenagers out there that want to come and volunteer, look us up. We're on Facebook. They have to be at least 13 years old. It's nonprofit. They get community service for school, so they can graduate. But they go on to join either the military or they go on to bigger and better things, and they always come back. They come back as adults ready to scare, or their kids want to help scare and things like that. So it's awesome. It's just great.
I think that's really cool. Like, there are a lot of people that leave and then they come back around.
They do. Once they graduate, they'll call us, hey, are we allowed to still come back? Yeah, because, we have tons of adults. But the other thing is I want to stress is you do not have to be a Shriner to come and help volunteer.
Right.
So, and that's what a lot of them say, do you have to be a Shriner to volunteer? No. You can come out, and we could love to use you. You know, we need help in the lines, you know, line workers, actors, inside actors, you know, and then like I say, the mazed and confused in the back. You know, some of the fun stuff, man, we like talking about as far as, because this is, you know, Halloween horror show, I think, is costumes again.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I was a kid, it was great. You had to buy the, you know, Ben Cooper mask, you know, those things that come in the little cardboard boxes, and you open them up, and there's a, you know, little mask you put on with a little strap that would wrap in your hair, and then it was a little plastic jumpsuit that you put on, you know. And
see, like, to kind of visualize for everybody, imagine a plastic onesie jumpsuit.
Yes.
And a plastic mask with a
hot
bungee kind of stringy type thing that normally broke.
Yep.
Either broke the mask or the string itself broke. And the front side of it was just like this, like a print of whatever the character was.
Yeah.
You know,
like
and
Chewbacca.
it was just a print, and then you wore this mask, and then, you know, you did a little parade around the school or whatever. You go trick or treating, and
you couldn't see, and you couldn't breathe.
You couldn't breathe. Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, it was just really.
I got a couple of funny stories about, you know, costumes. Is one, when I was a kid, I love Star Wars. Chewbacca was still this day is my favorite character besides, you know, Vader. But I wanted to be Chewbacca. So my parents went out and they bought the Chewbacca in the Ben Cooper box, you know. Of course, you couldn't touch it back then as kids. Not like now where you could wear it every day. Yeah. So they bought it, and
you didn't wear costumes outside of like
no, it was not back then. It was, you know, it was, people thought you were weird.
Yeah.
So, but you know, so we go out and I open it up Halloween, and the mask is Chewbacca, of course, because you could see it, but underneath it was a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, they mixed it up.
They mixed it up.
Oh gosh!
And we tried to go back, and they didn't have any more because it was Halloween day.
Yeah.
And so my dad is like, "I'm gonna fix this, right?" So he gets some magic markers, and he's like, "I'm like, what are you doing?" He's like, "I'm making hair." And I'm like, okay. So every house I went to, they're like, "Who are you?"
Oh god!
You know, they had no idea who I was. I had to explain you know, I'm Chewbacca. You know, they're like, "Oh, you don't look like Chewbacca. You look like Mickey Mouse." So yeah, you know,
something doesn't sound right there.
Well, see, I got to. My dad is always coming up with crazy costumes for me when I was a kid. You know, he never wanted to spend the money and stuff. So one year it was kind of too late to get costumes. So he's like, "I'm gonna make you a mummy." So he wrapped me up in toilet paper. Right, and I was going to be a mummy, and so the first few houses it was okay, but then it started to kind of drizzle,
it's
a little
soggy,
bit, and it got wet, and it started. So I was showing up at houses, and they were like, you know, "Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm a mummy," you know. So it didn't work out too.
I'll
good.
tell you the crazy stuff, but you know, those are good stories, though. You know, like the stuff like that. You look back. We are doing our annual pledge drive right now. Everybody listening in. And I'm Adam Messer. This is the Adam Messer Show. My special guest today is Patrick Welsh and Moody. And we're talking about the Alee Shriners Terror Plantation and the Haunted House and all the good stuff that y'all work on and do. We've been talking about you know, that kind of thing. So stay tuned here on WRUU 107.5 FM. We're doing our annual fundraiser pledge drive, and we can't do these kind of shows without you. We rely on your support. And if you enjoy programs like this and the other ones that are on WRUU, take a minute and go to the website, the WRUU.org website, and click on the donate button. You can do any level of donation. Every dollar counts. If you do $5 a month, it's $60 for a year. That's pretty much less than a cup of coffee at this point. If you do $10 a month, or if you do $107.5, $107.50, you can get the WRUU tumbler. So we have it's a 16-ounce tumbler. It's hot or cold, and it's got the WRUU logo on it, and that's for our serious listeners. So if you do $10 or more per month. And I'm just asking you, don't wait, don't delay. We don't do this all the time. We just do it in the fall, and we do other fundraisers throughout the year, but this is the only time we do a pledge drive, and this is how we are able to bring shows like this to you. You know, it's all volunteer, all listener supported, so we really appreciate you. Go on to WRUU.org and donate now. So
Yeah, make sure you guys donate. The tumbler is awesome looking, so that's just a bonus there, man. And you could use it for coffee in the mornings. Drink some coffee before you come out and see us at the Terra Plantation. So always donate, because that way hopefully Adam will have us back on and we can bring you some more entertaining stories here and talk about some horror stuff. So.
Yeah. So we were just talking about the costumes. Costumes have evolved incredibly.
Crazy.
I mean, the whole cosplay industry is just, to me, it is amazing how, of course we've seen Hollywood doing their costumes for a long time.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to up the ante. These cosplayers, these are like just regular people.
They're professional. Yes.
They're just doing, like an amazing job where they're coming up with original characters. They're doing character tributes and things like that. I mean, it just blows me away.
They spend hours and hours doing it.
With the haunted, the haunted stuff or the haunts or whatever, the character actors, they come up with their own original characters.
Yeah.
And they become very popular.
We got a couple of them at the shrine right now. The Mistress of the Manor, it's just the first one you see, and then we've got Beetlebug.
Yeah.
And everybody's asking for them. So, we try to build these characters up so that, we try to tell them, listen, come up with a name, come up with an outfit, we'll help you.
Yeah.
And that way when people come in, they want a picture with you, they want to see you.
Yeah.
They're talking
everybody's got
Facebook.
social media now.
Yeah.
And it's not just that, it's a memory. I mean, it's like, hey, I was out there and I saw, I can't believe I saw the guy from the St. Patrick's Day parade, and he was like,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I'll go get my oil changed, and like not too long ago, it's a weird story, especially in Walmart. People always want to walk up, hey, aren't you the Billy insert? And so, you're like, yeah, and you just kind of keep. A lot of them, they recognize you from out there, and it's really cool. It's cool. So
it is neat. So where can people check out the information for the Terra Plantation?
So we have a Facebook page is what we have. You can look us up at the Alee Temple Plantation Haunted House. Mm-hmm. We have our Facebook page. That's basically all we do. We do everything just like you guys, because everything costs money.
Yeah.
So we try to get the word of mouth out there, so you can go there and like us.
Yeah.
All the information is there. Where we're located, 100 Eisenberg Drive, Savannah, Georgia.
And for the folks that are like kind of new to Savannah, where's that?
It's on the corner of Eisenhower and Skidaway. So if you know where Paulson Softball Complex is and Memorial Stadium, we're right across from there.
Yeah.
And just look for the signs and everybody coming out to get scared,
And that's on y'all doing them on Friday and Saturday?
We're open every Friday and Saturday night in October.
Yeah.
And then we're open on Halloween night. From 7:30 p.m. to 11.
This year, right?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Is Halloween on a weekday?
It is. It's on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But next year, as leap year,
Friday.
it's going to be on
Saturday.
a Saturday.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah, everybody, come on out, come get scared. Tickets are $10 each. We do have some VIP tickets this year, which, the lines sometimes get kind of long, 2 hours. So we have some VIP tickets that are $20, and that'll get you escorted to the front of the line.
However, like a skip the wait type thing?
Yeah, kind of like a Disney World and stuff. It'll be 5 to 10 minute wait time compared to a 2 hour wait.
Yeah.
So some people wanted that. Like me, part of the fun was waiting in line.
But you integrate that with the folks so that like the people that are in the normal line, they're not just getting pushed to the back constantly.
No. We integrate them. We'll let 2 or 3 groups kind of go, and then we'll let them go and stuff.
It's not like the folks that have got the $20 passes are constantly pushed.
Yeah.
You just give them a way to say, hey, I want to skip the line. But even at the $10 thing, you're going to be in line, and they're going to move you through as quickly as possible.
Correct. Yeah, we've got some entertainment. We got line entertainers, and things like that. Or something always going on out there. So before you know it, you don't realize you waited an hour or something.
I'm telling you. Especially if you're out there with your friends, and it's
fun.
It's starting to cool down a little bit, so it's not as hot as it's been the last,
Friday was hot.
Oh, yeah.
Friday was way hot.
Yeah.
But Saturday, with the weather, it cooled things down. We were worried, but it worked out. Like I say, almost 600. There's been 55 people so far that is too scared to complete the haunted house.
What?
So, yeah.
What?
And a majority of them are adults.
What?
Men. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
The tough guys, I'll go first.
Oh,
yeah, they're the first
gosh.
ones that's like, let me out of here.
They're like, let me out of here. No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
What? We've got to wrap it up here in a few minutes, but tell me, what is it about the haunt that you keep doing? You know, that once that you keep just going back to, y'all both just keep putting in year after year.
Yeah. So what we love about it is just the love of Halloween and haunted houses and things like that. But also, you know, it's a good fundraiser for us. It's a way for me and people like me to get together and have a good time. You know, it's just it's a feeling you can't explain. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
You know, the fun factor there is just through the roof, and everybody is again so nice and works great well with each other. I'm just a chairman. They do their jobs, and they make me, like us again, look great, and it's just it's hard to explain. When you come out, you'll be accepted as one of us, and then you want to hang out, you want to do this, you want to work a room, you want to, you know, scare people and raise money and things, because raising the money is the easy part. You know, to me it is out there. They're going to come, but the hard part is putting this thing together.
Oh yeah, all the behind the scenes stuff
that people don't see. People don't see these people out there every weekend during the summer while people are going to the beach. They're out here working.
Yeah, and it's a labor of love for them.
It is.
Yeah. Well, Patrick, thank you so much, and Moody, thank you so much for being here on the show today. And go to Facebook and check out the Alee Shriners, the Terror Plantation, y'all. Like we were talking earlier, it's all for a good cause, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks for having us, Adam, and we'd be glad to come back anytime.
Awesome. All right, everybody, stay tuned. Up next is the Savannah at Night show.